right, hey, hello everybody. Welcome. I forget that I gotta. Oh, I need to mute the stream because I just started screaming in my own ear. I don't know how anything works. Hi, I'm Jordan. We're gonna play some Fiasco. It's already started. The meta game of the Fiasco has begun, and yeah, welcome on board. We are using the new not only the new card driven Fiasco, but the official Roll20 plugin, which I was lucky enough to get through backing the Kickstarter. It's all driven by cards instead of the little booklets, which is really cool, and I'm excited. We've got some fun players today, so starting with Jay and working our way around. Why don't you say hello and who you are and stuff?
Hello, my name is Jay Dawson. I occasionally do things on the internet. I am very much looking forward to this. I've not played the card version yet, but I adore Fiasco. Used to play a lot of like improv games when I was really little, so this is just bring me back to that. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Dusty, you're kind of new around here, so I think if you want to take a chance on...
Yes, oh, thank you. Long time watcher, first time streamer, not. Anyway, hi, I'm Dusty at GeoNerd underscore V2 because Twitter is evil and doesn't like fun. Yeah, I will be playing in this Fiasco for my second time of ever playing Fiasco, and it should be fun.
Really, that other time was yeah, okay, yeah,
that was my first time when you and I were making out at a summer camp.
We did do that, and I held your butt while you ran.
Yes. And then you played Fiasco.
Yeah, that was all just warm up. And then we've got Sam. I've been lucky enough to play with Sam before, but I haven't played Fiasco. So
I haven't played Fiasco ever, so I'm very excited. I'm Sam. That's it. That's who I am.
Good to see you. And I am Jordan at Made of Cartoons. And Fiasco, for those of you who may be new to the game, is a GM-less game, but I kind of because I know the rules, I guess, I host the game just a little bit. Old Fiasco used to use dice, and it involved rolling a lot of virtual dice and putting a bunch of virtual dice on the screen in Roll20. And it was fun because the Fiasco is fun, but it took a lot of time. In this game, I've dealt out basically every scenario or setting in Fiasco. It's called a play set. Now has its own deck of cards, and you just shuffle the deck, deal them out evenly between all your players. So we each have 13 cards in our hands, and we're going to build our scenario. The set we're going with is Popplton Mall, as it says, or Popplton Mall, or Ploppleton Mall, depending on what version you want to use. We're using Popplton. So I'll start. We start by placing out relationships between. So Sam, you'll see on our Fiasco screen that me and Jay are beside each other, and you and I are beside each other. Imagine we're sitting around a table. So each pairing of people is going to have a relationship card between them, and that's going to dictate the type of relationship they've got. For example, I have a romantic relationship that is manager and employee, which is risky business, for example. I don't know if I'll put that out, but yeah. So we're going to take turns putting relationships out. You can put them between. You can make them affect on either side of you, or you can put them somewhere that doesn't affect you at all. You're not in charge. You don't have to only place them between you and your neighbors. So I'm looking through. Jay.
Hello.
Do you want to really stretch your acting chops today with me? The answer is yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm down.
That was a rhetorical question. You and I are parent and stepchild.
Easy, done.
So there you go. That's our relationship. Oh boy. Okay, so now we can go to Jay. You can play a relationship card from your hand.
Okay. So this is just as before, where there's a relationship shared and then something else.
Yes, there'll be two needs, a location, and an object as normal. But they officially, by the rules, they just say do the relationships first. So
okay,
I think, which makes sense.
Yeah. Then I like this one for Dustin and I. Does this look good for you?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Shoplifter and employee. Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. I don't think I could change the size on this.
I'm going to do it for you.
Thank you so much.
My mild OCD always kicks in. Okay. Dusty, you're up. You get to establish a relationship.
Okay. Well, I have Sam. I think this is kind of, if you're willing to go with me on this.
Yeah.
What is going on at this mall?
I already have an idea. I already have an idea for this, and it's based on a store.
Whoa. Do we need it that big? Probably not.
I mean,
it's a big cult.
It is
Bigger.
Wow, okay.
Bigger the whole screen. Just a cult.
Everyone must know.
I'll grow it as your cult grows. How's that? All right, so Sam and Dusty are bonded in a cult, which
Yes.
makes sense.
We're
I remember the
now.
90s hanging around the mall. And last but not least is you, Sam. You get to establish a relationship between you and I.
Okay, so I was thinking about church frenemies, but I don't know if you're in a cult. So what about...
Well, if I'm in a church and you're in a cult, we would probably be frenemies.
Yeah. But I think I can't. I love church frenemies so much.
All right.
This is my entire childhood. I could at least put it over here for you. There we go.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, now it's tiny.
Yeah.
Very small friends.
Ooh, maybe our cult is a multi-level marketing scheme.
Oh.
That's a cult.
Yeah.
I worked for one of those ones.
Okay,
Yikes.
and then we just go around.
It lasted 2 days.
Yeah, I remember interviewing for a job where I almost sold like something rust proofing for cars and cans, and he was like, "You're gonna each take 6 boxes of it home," and I just left in the middle of the interview. That's how good I thought about rust proofing. So now we're gonna choose a couple of secondary cards, 2 needs, and then an object and a location. You can choose anything you want from your hand. The only rule is the needs need to be across from each other. They can't be beside each other, so that everyone has one need either to their left or to the right. Needs represent exactly what they sound like, goals that you're trying to accomplish during the fiasco. Objects and locations are, the object is should be thought of as the MacGuffin. If you ever need a weird object, you should refer back to the object we've chosen. And the same with the location. If you think of a movie, this doesn't always work out, but it's just there, if we've chosen a location, it should be where a lot of the action happens, or it's where we keep referring back to. I think in our game, Dusty, it was the freezer or something, the walk-in fridge in the kitchen.
Yes.
Where there was a lot of making out.
Yes.
So I will. I'm gonna put a need.
Ooh.
Okay, are you feeling like you are going to be the stepchild or the parent? And I guess the other question: are you the shoplifter or the employee?
I kind of like the idea of. I mean, the obvious one is stepchild, shoplifter.
Yeah, but even like a teenage employee.
True.
Kind of makes sense too, right?
Yes.
Okay. But did you want to be an
I do not have preference. I will let the cards decide.
Okay. Well, I think that I'll put there's a need to get even with your high school rival.
Yeah.
So either you or Dusty can take on this role, or you could both do that. But one of you is getting even. I guess you could be an adult and still have high school rivals. That's something that happens in life. So.
I think I know some people like
So ignore everything I said. That card can apply to anybody. Oh, I just added an extra Dustin to the board.
You can never have too many.
It's true, but it was just like right in the middle. All right, Jay, you can add another card. So now our other need has to be across from this need. It has to be between me and Sam.
Mm-hmm. Then I think I want to keep going in this kind of order. I want to ascribe an object. I like this one a lot, and I think that this might be fun up here. Okay. Or for the cultists.
I feel like I really like it with the cultists.
I like that too, actually.
It adds this instant like heist element, or I don't know. There's just something.
What are we doing in this cult?
Do you need gemstones and rituals?
Yeah.
Or
Is the thing you're marketing Cthulhu? Like, you never know. Dusty. We got the need and the location lift.
Okay. Well, I mean, this actually played into a card I was going to put down.
Well, that's perfect.
As a location, which was Baldwin Jewelers.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it could be where all the action's happening.
reasonable.
Bottle episode.
Y'all
Y'all are locked in with us.
But I don't have to do that. I have a blank object and location, so that's not fun.
Oh, you got a blank one?
Yeah. I got
Oh, that's weird. Well, you can make something up if you want.
No, I think. That's playing into it too much, though. I think putting just Baldwin Jewelers down on there, because there's this other location that I really enjoy. T Esquire Kids.
And where's this going? I guess it has to go between me and Jay, because then the other need will have to go.
Gotta go
Alrighty.
there.
I will deliver this
I'll
sweet
let you-
angel to its rest.
I'll let you move it up there.
Perfect. Just let me do this. Okay.
Okay, so we need another need.
Yeah.
Okay. Just look at these one more time. I think I'm gonna go with to get lost in a new you, better than the old you.
I love it.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Very
that's interesting.
evocative. Yeah.
Yeah. Join the cult.
That's right. The new you
Yeah.
wears a robe.
Those are in.
So that's it. We've set up our fiasco. We will choose our names and sort of establish a little bit of the story, but you kind of don't want to invent too much. You'll make that up as you go. I'm going to just recall everything that's in your hands
Yay.
so that you don't have to worry about that stuff. No mo. So we should probably figure out who's who and the ones that are pairings. I mean, I'm happy with being the parent or the stepchild, Jay. I have been neither in real life, so
Well, I kind of like the idea of being the parent.
With the high school rivalry. Yeah.
Yes,
Love
because
it.
that's fun. But also, maybe you're like an older stepchild, and I still take you to like this is the equivalent of like this is like the boring Chuck E. Cheese where they like teach you things. Like
That's what T Esquire Kids is?
Yes.
Okay.
It like teaches it's like pre-law for like really, really little kids, but they also give you cold pizza.
Right, okay. So
How do you feel about that?
I'm like 12 or 13. Is that
like
or
18 or 19?
Okay, I like
no.
on the cusp of adulthood. Okay. So this place like gives you pizza and then also tries to help you decide what university you're going to. Is that like the idea?
Yes, but it is for like little kids. Like little kids. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. I don't
But whose
what
parents
you're
want
getting
them
at is
to
I
go
don't want to be
pre-law.
there. As I
Yes.
don't want to be there. Okay, perfect. I can play that. Okay, so I'll be the kid. And who's going to be a shoplifter and who's going to be the employee?
Dusty, I'm cool with either one.
I kind of want to be employee.
All right. This is how I buy your cold pizza.
It worked.
Thanks.
It's the worst step parent ever.
Can our last name be Dort?
Yes.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say. It feels so much fun to say
It is.
that it'd be
I'm
a
gonna
shame to
be
not pick it.
Josh Dort.
My first instinct is Dorothy Dort.
Yes.
Dort is the best. So that's done. That was easy. Josh Dort and Dorothy Dort. The Dorts.
The Dort.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Dort.
Did I hyphenate?
Oh, that's
And
right.
If so, it should also start with DOR. Come back to me.
Dorothy, Dort,
Dorling.
Dorling.
Like darling,
Oh, I got you.
but someone spelled it wrong
Yeah, coming through
on
Ellis Island.
Just to make sure it doesn't fit. Sorry.
It's definitely too big.
We'll go with Dorothy.
No, it's fine. I just gotta lower the old font size. Still too big.
Perfect.
Still too big.
Perfect.
I'm really good at this game.
There we go. Dorothy Dorling. Taught to her friends.
Boy.
Dort. Yeah, so I didn't pull the amazing name Dort out of thin air. I'm not that smart a guy. So if you want to take a look at the mall names, I can actually flash them up on the screen, I think, to everybody. So go ahead and sort that out. So Jay, are we saying that you're the shoplifter?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Pizza money.
I think I'm gonna go with one of the many Lewises to be had on this.
Which one though?
I think I'm gonna go with Middle Lewis because obviously.
Good call.
Yeah, that's the proper
Middle Lewis.
spelling.
Yeah. Louis Stolp.
The Stoltz and the Dorts are at it again.
Stolp.
Lewis. How's that spelled?
Stolp.
Stolp. Okay.
I think he meant Lewis.
Oh, sorry.
How's Lewis spelled?
I spelt it wrong.
Oh, yeah. Lewis
STOLP.
Leweis. Okay. Sorry. You spell it Leweis and I spelled it Leweis. I got it mixed up. Oh, this is just disaster already. Okay. So Justin is Louis Stolp.
Go ahead.
I was gonna think about our relationship between Sam and me too, and I was gonna propose something. If our cult was running the store of the scorching talking point.
Okay.
There's a store called the Scorching Talking Point.
Yes.
Okay.
I see.
Or Scorching Thesis. I like Scorching Thesis better.
Scorching Thesis is good. Scorching Thesis is good.
Is it like a bookstore or something?
I think it sells overpriced clothing and tchotchkes with an edge.
Okay. Scorching. Oh. Right. Forever 21 joke. Got it. You thought I didn't get it, but I got it.
I also like to think if there's like a section that's just hardcore academia at this one.
Yeah.
That's a theme of this mall. Everything is also edutainment.
Edutainment, yeah. So like at the back you can get like textbooks, but only if you're taking philosophy classes. At the scorching thesis.
I don't know. There's a bio textbook I had that had the guy who invented PCR on it, and he was surfing because he was an avid surfer, I guess.
Cool.
That's pretty rad.
The more you know.
End of story.
Yeah.
I think I would have paid more attention to school stuff if there was like people skateboarding and surfing on all of the covers. At the very least, I'd look inside the book.
Yeah,
Did not look inside that book.
To like elementary school in the 90s, so there was already a gratuitous amount of trying to appeal to the kids.
True. Do you have a good idea for a name, Sam? Because you and Lewis aren't actually related, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I was thinking Laura Lewis.
Oh, but a different Lewis. Yeah.
Lewis.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Laura
I'll spell it in the English English spelling of Lewis.
Yes, please.
That's
thank
with
you.
a W.
Oh, so classy.
Yeah. Like Lewis Hamilton, famous Formula One driver. I'm sorry, I got into Formula One last year, and I've been suffering this year because there's been no sports.
Formula One fascinates me, and we can talk about this another time.
Yeah, well, we will table this discussion for later.
Yeah, but
Because I can get going, and we have a game to play.
My main question is why, and I would love to someday understand. I mean, going fast and driving around a circle is pretty cool. I just would never watch it. I've already started talking about it, and that's what we said we were going to do. So
no, we're good.
So rewind that, and yeah. So we've got our names. We've got the basic structure of our relationships to each other. Sam, I feel like I imagine you are a teen as well. That's sort of what I mean, because yeah, I imagine that you and I are sort of friends, but you play you're either the bad kid and I'm the good kid, or you're the good kid and I'm the bad kid, one way or the other.
I work at the Scorching Thesis.
I know. I imagine
I'm
that
absolutely an asshole.
Okay. So I think I'll play
and
it
I'm part of a cult.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'll play it as sort of the somewhat good, maybe not a good two shoes, but not in a cult guy.
Not in a cult.
Yeah. Okay. The way this game works is very simple and has been made even simpler by this new edition. In turn order, starting with me, I guess, we'll be taking turns role-playing scenes. You can either set up a scene and basically just start role-playing into it. You can pull people in, you can suggest stuff, whatever. Under the Popplton Mall folder here, you can actually see some kickers, which are little starting points if you're a little stumped. They're just some ideas for scenes that you can use if you're kind of stumped. Alternatively, you can choose either a positive or negative outcome for your scene, meaning you are going to have something either good or bad happen to you by the end. And then everyone else determines what the scene is for you. They set it up and ideally put you into an awkward situation to get what you want. If you set up your own scene, the rest of the people at the table, the virtual table in this case, will decide whether that scene went good or bad for you. In either case, you're going to drag, so over on the left, or sorry, on the right, the other left, you're going to see that there's a negative deck and a positive deck. You'll drag one of these, either the negative or the positive outcome, over to your card. Do not look at the other side for now. But there's a limit on these. There are 8 of each. So as soon as 8 positive outcomes have been dealt out, only negative outcomes can occur. At the halfway mark, after the first act, which is after we have each done 2 scenes apiece, we've each done 2 scenes apiece, there's the tilt, where we flip over all our cards, do a little basic math, and add a wrench into the monkey works. And then at the very end of the game, the cards you've been dealt, that you got, the positive and negative cards, will sort of guide your aftermath, where your character ends up, and we each get to do a little epilogue to explain that. There is a metagame to it, but I suggest you don't worry about it too much. Although they've, again, simplified it a lot here. Okay. And I get to do the first scene. So I think I'm going to just... what does Dorothy look like? What kind of stepmom is Dorothy? Jay?
Not like the same age as my spouse.
Right. My dad.
Probably like platinum blonde, but like rigid. Big smile always, and wears lots of like creams and platinum to silver tinged jewelry.
Right. Okay. So kind of like nice. Is she like annoyingly nice?
Hovers around there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's just start right into it. You and I are you've dragged me out to T Esquire Kids for our weekly catch-up lunch where where you insist on me talking about my week and school and stuff. I don't. So we were saying this is a like lawyer-themed kids
Yes.
restaurant. Okay,
Like a Chuck E. Cheese.
yes, but it's
Yes,
Charles.
Squire.
It's Charles E. Fromage or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Fromage and fromage and fromage, something like lawyery. So the booths in this place are like shelves of law books, and they are really uncomfortable to sit in because the backs are actual books of different like depths, and they're fine if you're a kid, but if you're a full-grown person, you kind of get books like shoved into your back when you're sitting in the booth. And I've pulled out a bunch and I put them down on the table, and I think that you have thought that this is me finally showing an interest in law. And I'm just pushing them off to the side.
It's been like half an hour of like no conversation first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with the books like awkwardly sitting on the table and me not very purposefully trying not to make eye contact with the books.
Yeah. Dorothy's been kind of like, I say kind of, absolutely on her phone. But notice this. Oh, did you bring some books from school?
No, they're built into the back of these really uncomfortable booths, Ma.
Yes, they're very. Did you just call her Ma?
Yeah. I'm not gonna be. I think I'm gonna break the mold of me insisting on calling you Dorothy or something like that. You've been my stepmom maybe for a few years.
Sure.
We'll say.
Oh, I really like the padding on them. I think they're really nice.
The padding is a bunch of book backs, Ma. It's not comfortable.
I mean, like on the binding, sweetie. It's very soft and plush. I think that they use not real leather, of course, because that would just be cruel. I won't actually. Could you maybe just crack it open and maybe if you fluff it up a little bit, it'd be more comfortable.
You want me to fluff up the law book?
Yeah, just kind of look through it. Maybe you might find something.
I'm going to be an art major. I could flip through. I'd even read. I mean, I don't want you to be upset. Ma, I'll read the book out loud to you if you want, but I'm not going to law school.
Well, it's probably really important for you to know some about like copyright law if you're going to be doing art. It would just make sense.
These are 5 volumes of maritime law, Ma. So that
lots of people make art about boats.
Yeah, but the legalities of boats don't really. Well, they might factor in, but I don't think that's.
I saw on Instagram, on the Instagrams.
Wow.
Actually, there was someone who would take big books and then do art in the books, but they said that they made sure to read them and respect the original piece
before they scribbled all over the books.
But they did they wrote some of it. It was really nice. I could find that if you wanted.
Yeah, share that with me on Instagram, huh?
Okay, if I could find that.
So at this point, probably waitstaff comes over, and I guess they're dressed in a suit. I mean, I don't know what they'd be wearing here.
Maybe they're all dressed like judges.
Yeah, they're all dressed like judges. And
with the wig.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, barristers. So it's not just maritime law; it's UK maritime law.
Yeah. And they've got a gavel, which they use to get the attention of the table, I presume. Dusty, do you want to play the wait staff, or Sam, do you want to play the wait staff?
Do you want to, Dusty?
Yeah, no, sure.
Go for it.
You've seen us probably here we've been coming for every week, and maybe when I was a kid I didn't hate it, and now it's just getting to be. I'm doing it for Ma. I'm not doing it for the fun of it anymore.
Well, objection, Your Honor. I have not taken your order yet.
You know my order.
I please have lemon water, and then did you want Coke? Do you have Pepsi or Coke?
We don't have any. We have RC Cola.
Oh, sign me up.
You want a Ricola?
I'll have an RC cola.
One Ricola.
Hold the ice.
If you just bring a separate cup of ice, you might want ice, sweetie.
No, it's fine.
Sometimes it's too warm, and
I'm gonna have
just
to
complain
sustain, and I'm gonna have to sustain, and I will bring that cup of ice.
Thank you.
I'd also like an order of burger versus fries.
One BVF, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And for you, ma'am?
I think I'll just plead the fifth.
Yes, good. That's our special today, by the way. Everybody's pleading the fifth today.
We cannot ever say what it is. What plead the fifth is.
Yeah.
Never
It's
describe
one of
the
my
meal.
favorites.
Yeah.
Won't.
Oh, it still sounds delicious.
Yeah.
It changes every day.
Yeah.
It's a black box on the screen in the fictional movie.
It's when you don't talk and you let the wait staff choose what you're getting. You plead the fifth on your.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I would.
I will be right back. And she skates away.
I'm sorry, did you say skates?
Yes. Robe flowing.
I can't.
Jordan thinks this place is pretty awesome. I would be here all the time. I would love to eat fries and read about maritime law.
I would borrow a child so that it didn't look weird that I was in here by myself.
Sam, since you're sort of on the outside looking in on the scene, you could choose at any point to scoot either a positive or negative outcome. Since I set up my own scene and I don't get to choose, and then we could kind of role play into your choice. Because I feel we're
a minion of chaos.
You do.
This is awful. Okay, I do think I'm gonna pick a negative outcome.
All right.
That's gonna be the fun part here, I think.
Okay.
Right.
I have an idea.
You have an idea? All right.
Yeah. So Dorothy takes out, rummages through her purse and takes out a manila folder that is perfectly matches her whole ensemble. It'll just slide it over, and we went through and applied to some universities for you, and I think you'll be really impressed.
What universities did you apply?
Harvard Law, Stanford Law, Tesquire Kids U, a few different places. You could just look through, see what you think. I thought it'd be a good idea. And before you say anything, a lot of these have a good breadth of knowledge, so you might be able to do something else. I don't know.
Isn't it good? Aren't we going to be paying a premium if I go to Stanford Law for art? Isn't that?
Oh,
I'm not trying to belittle my own interests here, but I just feel like that's a big name in a school.
So what we decided is that while there are some scholarships that you qualify for, which I also applied you to, there's a list in there. You should go through those. And if you want to go to art school, that's totally fine. And if you want to go to law school, we'll pay for it and we'll take care of
it. If I want to go to law school, you'll pay for it.
Of course.
But if I want to go to art school,
well, these are law schools. These are the ones that we looked at and helped kind of pluck a little bit for you.
I'm gonna get my burger versus fries to go, huh? I asked for a foam container as soon as your name is going to be Isabel, and we've been here. You've been serving us for years.
She skates back in and oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you if you wanted the burger with fries with a peel or without a peel.
I won't be appealing today, but I am going to take it on the lamb.
Okay, I'll be right back with
Too
your
rich.
on the lamb packaging.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry that I'm leaving in the middle of our legally obligated. Is that she's screaming? You can't make decisions for me like that.
I really hope that she gets you your cup of ice to go.
She can. It's
I hope
fine.
that she remembers. I'm gonna go talk to her real quick.
I'm packing up the books as though they're
Real
mine,
quick.
and then I'm like, no, and I put them back in the machine. And I intercept the foam container and leave out into Popplton Mall proper. And I think that's where I'll end our scene.
Okay.
This is your supervillain backstory, honestly.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the
Right.
best lawyer.
I'll be. What's the opposite of a lawyer? A criminal.
Well, time for me to go commit some crimes.
Yep. Oh, right. I forgot about that through the whole scene. This is just your guilty conscience, where you're hoping your own son will. Bring you
I don't
in.
think so.
Oh, okay.
So
Fair.
we haven't decided who my high school rival is. Is Lewis, but Lewis, not Lewis. Is
Yes.
Lewis also of the same age as Dorothy, or like a teenager?
Was kind of going for that. I'm just this really old person working
Okay.
at Scorching Pieces.
Who works?
I'm just gonna go. I'm my age. I'm 40 years old, working at Scorching Pieces. Don't ask
Respect
me
that.
how. And I'm not even a manager.
Yeah. Miss Lewis is your boss.
Who's also a teenager.
Oh. Mhm.
Okay. Well, I think. Do you want to say that we're high school rivals?
I was
Just-
kind of gonna go.
Okay,
go
I like
with
that.
too. Yeah.
Okay, that's easier than like something else, I think. And introducing more characters,
Yeah.
especially. Always better to keep it simple. So I think that Dorothy, when she was on her phone, she was doing like some research on like specialty versions of like pop vinyl figures, stuff that like younger people are into, because she's young at heart. So I think that she's going to pop into the Scorching Thesis. I'm going to try to not get that wrong during this. And maybe pick up like some specialty pop vinyls that are there and some of the other like records and things, but also like sift through some of the very few like button shirts they have and just be like stealing buttons from them.
What's our history with the shoplifting? Like,
I think that it's I've definitely been caught at like other stores. Maybe you've even caught me here, but it's something that I like the idea that you've not told anyone and you're kind of like lording it over me.
Mhm.
Just like I'm lording over you, my like very successful lawyer spouse.
okay, I got that. I can
Yes.
get behind that.
Because I can threaten to get litigious just as much as you could.
Who's gonna believe a 40-year-old that works at Scorching Pieces?
So I think that she'll go in and try to look. Oh, you know what? No, she's gonna do a quick change on her way there and like change, like put on something to like cover her hair, like give herself like a black hair wig, and then like take off her pantsuit and she's
So, like,
wearing like
Moira
a band tee and like all kinds of stuff. And she looks more at home there, but not change her face or makeup at all. So she's just gonna go in and like there's like another like a parent and a kid, and the kid has like a Steven Universe tee or something on, and she just like walks past, is like nice, and then walks in and starts like plucking buttons off of shirts and starts going towards the back with the other stuff. This place also has other textbooks, so I think she's going to try to find some pre-law textbooks to nick as well in the back, because they take like philosophy stuff first as well as like pre-law in undergrad. So that's what she's aiming for. Gotta save a couple bucks.
15,000 logic textbooks just hanging out back there. It's just one textbook worth $15,000.
Yeah,
that's how it works. By my understanding,
my brother and his wife are both lawyers.
Oh, bless.
And I figured that Lewis will catch, or at least recognize me, and then know to keep an eye on me.
Yeah, I think Lewis watches you come in, and I pretty much I literally have like a little piece of paper, and I'm just checking off all the buttons you're taking.
And 1 and 2, just like counting to herself.
And I think I just walked past like 52, huh? Your fancy lawyer husband can't doesn't own buttons.
Excuse me?
Can I help you find anything today?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just looking for something. Are
Good
you
to
okay?
see you,
How are
Dee Dee.
you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, Lewis, I didn't recognize you.
Of course, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, you know.
Oh, did you get a haircut? Or
no, this is.
did you change your glasses? I really like them. They're really nice. I wish that I could wear something like that.
Do you?
Really do.
I like the hair.
Thank you. I want to try something a little different, a little exciting.
Oh. You should keep trying. I'm watching you.
Pardon? Oh, I'm looking out for you too.
Yay.
Yeah. Asshole.
Get you one of these days.
Just goes to the back. It's just like openly putting stuff in her purse. Going good or bad so far? So far, pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna push a good card over towards you.
Oh, thank you. I'm definitely gonna find the pre-law textbooks I was looking for. And
they're gonna be the pocket editions.
Oh yeah,
right.
Pocket editions, and then also like I'll take out like one of those like I don't know what they're called, like mesh backpack things.
Oh yeah, I know.
One of the like, you know, where it like drawstring kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll like put her purse in that, and then like some textbooks, and then just walk clean out, like all sweet and waving goodbye.
So you'll pull one bag out of another bag, and then put that old bag back into the bigger bag. Okay.
It's a system.
Yeah, and not at all suspicious.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I imagine she's also like leaving a trail of buttons behind her.
On purpose, or are they just like overflowing from your pocket?
Overflowing. So many buttons.
Just a lot of buttons.
So I guess it's
nice,
the good
because
ending.
all of our clothes have way more buttons and zippers than they need to have.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah, some of the zippers don't even lead anywhere. I don't even understand.
You open it up and there's just more zippers.
Yeah.
Or just buttons.
It's zippers and buttons all the way down.
It's a zipper. It's a zipper pocket, but there's actually no pocket.
It's a zipper button fly. It's you're never getting out of it.
Those are your forever pants.
There's a combination lock somewhere in there.
They're called forever pants.
Forever pants. Yeah.
You're so straight edge. You're like really into like abstinence. These are the pants for you.
That's
We
right.
have 21 different kinds.
If you want to abstain from ever wearing a different pair of pants.
Now that's commitment.
Mm-hmm. So I guess your happy ending for this scene is that you just shoplift and don't get caught.
Excluding the textbooks, I made $12. Including the textbooks, I just made $500,000. According to them. According to eBay, it's about $20 total.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The markup on those is
I was going to ask
huge.
how you made the money, but eBay makes sense. Okay, that leads us right into Louis Stolp.
Okay. I think this scene is like opening at the mall, like how Scorching Thesis opens.
Okay.
But Scorching Thesis isn't one of those stores that opens when the mall opens.
No.
It opens like halfway through the mall's hours. And then,
Because
there's
it's cool like that.
And then there's secret hours after closing. But I think this is sort of the opening of Scorching Thesis. And the ritual that sort of happens at opening time in the Scorching Thesis cult. So it's like 3, 4 in the afternoon.
All these teens have finally awoken from their slumber.
They're sort of shambling through and you see the camera sort of like is panning up the escalator as Louis Stolp bedhead.
Is it like a Sam Raimi camera where it's like low to the ground and moving really fast to show the root of the okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and it's like heading towards and it follows Louis the entire way and he comes to the gate, takes out the keys. And on like the little plate he like pricks his finger and does a little chanting and draws a small eldritch sign on the thing and then takes out the keys. Are just all these old like really really skeleton key like things and
some made from real skeletons.
Yeah, and then a keyhole appears in the door and I just uses one. He has to check which it's a different key every time.
The best security system you could ask for.
Yeah. Opens it and kind of starts prepping the store, waiting for his boss to show up.
Oh, God, what kind of teenage asshole is this? I think when Laura shows up, she has a still lit cigarette and like pin straight black hair like down to the navel and like 3 layers of eyeliner.
I can picture this very well.
You know what I would have looked like if I could afford Hot Topic when I was a teen.
What's Hot Topic?
Oh, it's a store in New Jersey.
Right. Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's really niche. Had to have been there.
I shop at Steaming Conversations, so. Sorry. I hadn't punned in like 5 minutes. I had to say something. I was just I was overflowing over here.
Okay.
I couldn't. The sweater was to contain the puns. I didn't mean to derail.
Show to peak. In France. Yeah, comes in, like still smoking. We're not that close to any mall entrance. I've been smoking the entire way here. Is there anything you want this discussion to be about, or just the ritual of opening?
The ritual of opening is fine. So.
Cool. I think the manager also arrives with several other teens in a V formation. And we put up the hoods to our cloaks, and we stand in a circle around the register that's in the middle of the store. And we begin our chant.
Everyone else is a teen except for Louis? Just so I'm picturing this? Okay.
I'm sort of like punching the keys on the cash register in time
As
with the
we should.
chanting.
Also, not a single one of us has our natural hair color.
I have just bright purple hair.
Yeah.
Just bright. And like bangs, like, you know.
Oh, you're doing like the shag?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I love it.
What is
This
the
is the
ultimate
best
outcome of the morning ritual? The order of that you type on the register is some sort of cosmic number or something that I mean,
I was thinking,
Mhm.
Dusty, tell me if you like this, that at the end of our ritual, we receive an omen about how the day is going to go.
Oh, yes.
Fair or foul.
Okay, I have an idea. So as we're doing that, and then I hit the button that makes the cash change drawer comes out, and then just on the speakers in the store you hear, beware Baldwin Jeweler.
Ooh.
Is that what it was called?
Baldwin Jewelers, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'd like to add a little camera pan across the mall to the other side, because that's where Baldwin Jewelers is.
Directly across the way.
I think the lights flicker just a little bit, like just
and you see me, Josh. I'm just pulling on a vest that's got my name on it, and I'm getting in behind the counter at Baldwin Jewelers. I'm like, start my every shift. Starting my shift. Is it me?
I think the worst part is like looking across the atrium, and there's just a whole bunch of teens in hoods staring directly at you now.
Yeah.
And one 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
40-year-old man.
With the emoest hair.
He's our mascot.
Jay, I feel like this went pretty well for them.
I'd say so as well.
Yeah. I figured let's keep our story tight. We've got Baldwin's Jewelers. We've got
Baldwin Wallace Jewelers University.
Yes. We've got Scorched Thesis. Let's go to war. All right, Sam. Laura Lewis, you get to do your...
Okay, Laura Lewis gets to do a scene. I'm definitely a person who had an idea and is prepared.
You can always choose to just say it goes well or bad for you, and then everyone else can give a scene.
You know what? I do think I'm going to choose it goes bad for me.
Fun.
Yeah.
I had an idea that maybe... I had an idea that maybe you came to talk to me. You hung out and the Jewelers on break, and you were like smoking a cigarette and leaning up against the Jewelers case. And we could have a conversation there.
Tapping my ashes right on top of the display case because I don't care.
Classy.
And
I have no authority.
I have like a weird little dusting brush that I like just follow behind you with, and it's just like, beyond the fact that you shouldn't even be smoking in here at all, you could at the very least, get a pop can or a napkin, something to do that. This is a jewelry store. Fancy people come in here.
It's really normie.
And that's fine.
I can't believe anybody buys this trash.
Well,
scour the earth for these riches and you pilfer them.
It's not 8 different kinds of Joker pop vinyls, but I do think this is a high-end product for high-end folks. I think you're just jealous.
High-end folk?
Yeah, like this fine gentleman, and I gesture at like this elderly man who's hunched over.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Gerald here comes in every day to look at things. He's bent over that way, and I think he can only look down, so I think that's maybe why he likes these as much as he does. So, I mean, that's a bad example. Gerald's great, but he's a bad example.
Does Gerald ever buy anything?
No, he's here in his slippers. So
On my salary in this economy?
yeah,
No.
yes, Gerald. Yep, in this economy, I know. He's great. Gerald's great. How's your
I
break?
used to have a ring just like this.
That's right, Gerald. Yeah, the ring
Is
story.
this my ring?
No, Gerald. No, it's brand new. This isn't a pawn shop, Gerald. Sorry?
Is it his ring? Did
No,
you
it's
steal
not a
it
pawn
from
shop.
like the
No, I
rigor
came in
mortis
here
claw
30 years ago and I sold my ring.
of his dead wife?
No, it was mine.
No.
Seriously,
That's not how this store works.
No, that's how this store works.
Maybe
Fine, I'm leaving.
And maybe back in 1966 there, Gerald.
Where's your manager?
I'm the manager today, Gerald.
Oh, you got promoted.
Well, I'm just the only person working. So it's a default kind of
promotion.
situation. Is your
Yeah.
break almost done? Or are you going to smoke another one of those? Or
You're right, this one's pretty much out. Right on the counter. Another one.
Dust. We need to make this end bad for you. Maybe.
What if my mom shows up?
Yeah, I was thinking a parent. So I look over your shoulder and I say, "Oh, Mrs. Lewis."
What? Cigarettes on the floor.
Yeah. Jay, do you want to play?
What are you doing here? I told you to stop smoking those.
Oh my
Your
God.
birthday's
picture
coming
here.
up. I was looking for a gift. No, ow, that's a new
You,
piercing. That's a new piercing.
Sorry, Laura. Break's over, I guess.
Ow,
Good,
ow, ow.
I'll see you
Ow.
on Sunday, Mrs. Lewis.
He's such a sweet boy, those dorts. Ah.
Ah.
It's only one of me. Okay, bye-bye.
Can you help me now?
Yeah, Gerald. Yep. We'll look at your ring.
I imagine Dorothy is in the background stealing hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, but she's squirting it into a Ziploc bag.
Classy.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's going on anymore, and we just started. It's my turn to do another scene.
Oh, that sounds like Fiasco.
It does sound like Fiasco, yeah. Okay, it's the end of the day for the end of the day for the daywalkers. Anyway, and I'm locking up the jewelry store, and I look over, and there's like a rave or something happening, something equivalent to some kind of weird dance party, lighting and stuff happening at the.
It's sale hour.
Right, yeah.
Sale
Scorched,
hour.
Yeah.
It's the ritual for the jewelry store closing.
And I'm sort of tossing my keys up and down, and I tuck them into my pocket, and I'll just wander over and see how this goes. You know, the store is like no one can come in here after 8. Hello? Hello? And scene.
I imagine maybe you like kind of peek inside and you see that like they have a bunch of plastic down, and you see that they have some canvases up, and they're like smearing red paint up on them, and like a display of artistry, like something really different and new.
You know what? They're not just canvases; they're like T-shirts that are stretched over it, and they're making merchandise.
Yeah.
I think Lewis just sort of appears like behind your shoulder, vampire-esque.
Outside, like in the okay.
Yeah. So you're like standing on the, and just like, come for the sale.
Oh God.
I'm just trying to save you from wasting a little bit of time, because it just feels like you're not going to get any customers after 8 o'clock. You do this every night.
We get customers every night, Josh.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I'm not here for the sale. My mom and my pastor would be very surprised to see me showing up in kind of the stuff that you sell here.
Oh, really? I see your mom here quite a bit.
Yeah, I think she's more like a collector. I don't really understand. The stuff's never in our house for very long.
So you've seen stuff from here in your mom's house? In your house?
Yeah, I mean, she comes home with the stuff.
Yes, she buys so much here.
Well, it looks like it, but then it seems like the resale value is more important to her. I don't know. You know what?
You want to come in?
Um,
You want to make a shirt? We offer a little bit of a commission. You just have to sign some papers.
Yeah. Well, you know, did you know that? Have we met before, Lewis? I imagine we have.
Yeah.
Everyone in the mall who works the mall knows each other.
Yeah, we all know each other. I mean,
well, I'm gonna be an art major. You know, so maybe I can put my own spin.
Oh, how's that going?
Well, I mean, I haven't gone to school yet.
No, I meant like how's that going with Dorothy. Your
Well, she wants me to go to Harvard Law for art school.
Yeah, just like Francis, I'm sure.
Is that my dad?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I heard the undercurrent.
Your Francis was a wonderful man. I mean, is a wonderful man.
Right. Not good. Too good for her I guess is the idea I'm getting.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, you know, Dad did what he did what worked for him, and he, I think, would want me to do what worked for me. So what is this, like impressionist? What are we doing here? And I wander in.
Yeah, it's more of kind of like you feel what you feel in your soul, but first you have to sign this paper.
Sam, do you want this to go good or bad? What are you thinking?
For Josh?
Yeah.
I want this to go badly.
All right, I'll take a bad one.
I think there's a good like middle ground you could still do.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I imagine I get bewitched or something. So there's just like buckets of quote unquote red paint, and then just big paintbrushes.
Paintbrushes, but I mean, the first couple you have to dip your hands in and do like the splatter kind of thing. It's important. It's important that your hands go in the bucket.
Finger painting. First. All right, and I reach into one of the buckets.
Before you do, please sign this. This allows you to have a commission on any sales that we make.
I pull out my hand and it's dripping with red paint.
That's fine. Put it right here.
But that's not. You got a pen?
Yeah, but I have a pen. Hang on. I take it. It's like a fountain pen. I just sort of. Okay, hang on. There you go. If it's not coming, just tap the tip. The ink will come out.
Okay, so I get like a percentage of whatever this shirt sells. Is what you're saying?
That's basically what it says.
Wow.
You give
my
a little
art commission.
Yeah. It'll be. I mean, you could use it in your portfolio. Think about the opportunities that you have here.
Maybe my mom was right. Maybe law would come in handy. And then I think as I sign it, maybe my eyes like glaze over red or something. And then I just start like remote, like something else is controlling me, and I'm starting to draw arcane symbols, repeating on the t-shirt over and over and over and over again. And that's, I think, where my scene will end. With it.
I just sort of like fade into the background, like behind like the curtains behind the back of the store. I'm like, just like this, just like, you're a natural, Josh.
Yeah.
The pact has been
as
sealed.
I draw non-Euclidean angles on the shirt. Yeah. Perfect. Corrupting the church, boy. All right, Dorothy.
I think that Dorothy has a scene like that night, super late. Josh kind of comes home in a stupor, or maybe even like someone drops him off
Yeah.
and just goes like straight to bed.
The doorbell rings, and I'm just like leaning up against the door frame when you open it up, and there's the sound of like a car peeling away,
Beautiful.
and my hand is stained red up to
Yeah.
my elbow.
You're like gaunt, but
Yeah.
like perfect.
Faint
it's been a
smell,
long
cigarette smoke.
I'll read the books, Ma, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Yeah, okay. Good night.
Yeah.
It just turns, walks away. And goes back into like the goes back into the kitchen, which has like a very wide island with really nice like white and black speckled marble on it. Kind of like, she looks at it, she has lots of paper strewn out and like lots of like things, like like a laptop and a tablet open on like different sites, and she starts to hear you like go upstairs, thinks of something, like turns around and like helps you up, like sets you and like helps you get ready for bed, and like offers like tuck you in and everything, but she's like patting you a lot and making sure that you're okay.
And I think what would be weird to you is that I'm letting you do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so drained.
She doesn't even think of it.
Okay.
And I think she comes back downstairs, and it's like a little while later, and she rearranges some stuff, like chuckles to herself, and then throws the Baldwin Jewelers keys on the island that she just pickpocketed from you.
Oh.
Oh, Mom's getting serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds like a good ending for Dorothy.
Yeah.
It's the start of the plan.
That's so yikes.
Yeah.
This is sketch. I like it. I hate this lady.
Mom's escalating.
That's Fiasco.
Well, she's
got to
get
her fix.
How's she gonna afford to force me through law school? You know what I mean? Yeah, and maybe you've got like the layout of the mall pops up on your screen right away after.
That's true.
I like that.
Heist music plays.
Yeah. Mission Impossible.
Just flips the cutting board back over, and it's like a map of like with locations.
It's carved to the bottom of the cutting board.
Yeah. Every painting, like she flips everything in decoration in the room around, and it's all like
it's all heist planning stuff.
Yeah.
It says "live, laugh, love" on one side, but on the other,
yeah, steal.
Yeah, macrame that like starts really nice and then goes down to like a building layout.
That's right. Dorothy Dorling, Master Thief. Okay. Dustin, you're up.
Where do I want it? What do I want to do? You know what? Let's have. I want a positive ending.
Alrighty.
So I like that the positive ending for you is getting those keys from me somehow. I don't know how we're gonna.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because that's your guys' object, and I think that would be very interesting.
So good for our cult.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you get like 50,000 GP worth of diamonds, you can resurrect somebody.
Fact.
So it's pretty great. The original scorched.
Scorching Ray. I mean,
that was their name was Ray. Their founder. He's buried. Like they're
Scorching
buried.
Ray.
They're buried underneath the scorching.
Scorching Thesis.
Yeah,
the Scorching Thesis is actually, if you were to read the actual Scorching Thesis, it would resurrect
The original
an elder
texts.
god.
Yeah,
That is a great name for that.
Mhm.
And the font of it is really like kind of hard to read and is like really like weird. But if you look really closely and read the sign very carefully,
You can see Jack Skellington.
yeah, great. Love that guy.
He's a great guy.
So how about this, Dusty? Maybe you get an opportunity. You decide that you know that you're never gonna really be able to catch Dorothy, but maybe you try and pickpocket her, just as like a revenge pickpocketing or something. Is that a scene? I don't know.
Maybe like you see me having interactions with mall security, and maybe you like have a ritualistic dagger for no reason. And you just kind of like cut my bag and pretend to like help pick things up after it falls, which is like incriminating for me, so I'm going to be focusing on that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to describe it?
The scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like outside of that.
Yeah. I think I see you talking with like security. And I'm just like I'm like coming back from like the food court or something like that. And I kind of walk, and I see this, and like, this is my opportunity for sure. And I take out my little dagger, the kind that you can see like at Excalibur stores and things like that. They're cool. In the fancy fantasy section. I don't know if those were in all malls, but that was one of my favorite stores in malls. Was the Excalibur.
Weird. Like in Ottawa, we had a place called Things Engraved, and you would go in, and they'd have all kinds of stuff, but they'd also have just cool knives and swords that you get the names of your enemies engraved on. And I always
and I like bump into you, just slightly, and like cut the thing, and the purse just goes. Your bag just kind of goes down, and there's like buttons everywhere.
Buttons, zippers, all sorts of fasteners, a pair of suspenders, everything. Just
oh god! Oh, a
Lego set that's like half done.
Oh, don't step on that.
Very expensive.
It's like
that's a grenade.
It's a T Esquire. It's a T Esquire. Thea Bear Esquire, like little Lego set, like it's a little law desk and law book.
They give it to the kids to like build while they're waiting.
It's like 10,000 tickets.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna build up that much time on skee ball.
You gotta transcribe a lot of documents to get that many tickets.
In Law Simulator 95. Yeah, it's not fun. You ever tried to sign your name with a joystick? It's not easy.
And just, I'm so sorry.
She'll
like get close to the security guard and kind of like give him a squeeze, and just stares daggers, just normal daggers at you over that.
Oh, let me get your things, Edie. I'm so sorry that this.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Yeah, no problem.
So unexpected.
There's a lot of buttons you got here, Dee.
I love Joanne's. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
What are you making? Are you trying to put us out of business?
Teddy bear.
Oh, that's a lot of buttons.
Big one.
With 1,000 eyes.
I was gonna say it's like an eldritch bear. Eyes.
That sounds horrifying. I want
Carl,
one.
Jim, it's nice to see you guys.
Hey.
Dee talking your ear off?
No.
Talkative as usual, boys. I believe this is yours.
As it goes over, I figure you help her pick up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
With at least one thing missing.
Yep. Well, I gotta go. I'll see you.
Oh, don't
Francis,
threaten me
I
with
said
a good
hi.
time.
One of the security guards, they take a few steps and then they turn around and they face you, Lewis, and then they make this like they do like this weird symbol and then you do it back to them. This doesn't have to be it. This is the first thing.
I like that. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Yeah. And there's that sting, like the sting is like that's what happens. And then I guess you palmed the keys.
Yeah.
Well done.
Pretty good setup. All right, Sam, you've got the auspicious job of having the last scene of Act 2.
I know.
Act 1, pardon me.
This is so weird. I feel like I kind of want to lead this towards some sort of twist.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time to set up a cliffhanger or a the climax.
I mean, if Lewis brought the keys back.
Ooh. Oh, I have an idea.
Tell me.
So you and Josh both have the need to get lost in a new, better you.
Yes, we're teens.
So maybe you do the Good Samaritan thing and show him that, oh, your keys were missing, but what if you got in on this with us to maybe pay for your art school?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I like that I sidle across on my break.
I get all the way to work before I realize that I don't have the keys anymore. And you find me pawing at my pockets to open up the
Wait,
gate.
can it sort of be like we see you and I just sort of look at Laura and I'm just like I just say beware Baldwin Jewelers and I toss the keys
and I catch it. And I think I've gotten a cigarette holder now.
Nice.
Wow.
We started selling some in
a
the
lot's
back
changed in a day
for parties. Yeah. Well, I need to do some retail therapy
right
after the talking to I got sucked.
So
I'm gonna
Josh holds onto the gate and then just his head hits against it and then he spins around and just sits and slides down.
Yeah, I think so Laura is just gonna come across in a way that she probably thinks is a seductive vampiric thing, but is an awkward teen thing, but it's fine. It's the same thing, really, when you're a teen. Yeah, it's weird. It's real. But
I think Josh is so overtired from the night before and also being possessed by an old one or whatever happened. He sees you and is just kind of there's just this mist of fog around you as you walk towards him, so you look like a real witch in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh. I know that relations between us has not always been good.
How late did we stay up? I don't even remember getting home.
I dropped you on your porch. It's fine.
Yeah, but at what time?
I don't think you want to know.
Well, I asked.
It was
but fine.
2 a.m. It's fine.
Oh my god. Well, that explains this. Am I hungover?
We did not provide you with any intoxicants.
All right.
Cuts back to you guys just pounding Baja Blast.
It's the light show and the music and everything is going.
It's a mixture of Code Red and Baja Blast. So you get that nice purplish color to it.
Illegal in 16 states.
We have some edible glitter that one of us shoplifted from Joanne's in there just to make it look really weird.
Yeah.
And also some pipe cleaners just cause, I don't know.
Sorry, Laura. You were saying relations haven't been that bad. Please tell me you're not here to kick me while I'm already down.
No, actually, I'm here to grant you a boon if you desire it.
A boon?
A boon. You know, a blessing.
Right. I know the word. I've read Shakespeare books before.
Yeah.
It's just most people would just, you have a gift for me. This will be good.
Yeah. So I've heard that your stepmother is trying to crush your dreams and bend your spine with a yoke of capitalism.
That is accurate in the broadest sense. She wants me to go to law school, and I would really much rather do art.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I do remember that about last night, and that was fun.
I'm glad you think so. These have come into our possession.
Wait. And I pat my pockets again. How did you... No, did you take those from me?
I did not take these from you. When you went home, you had them, but yet you're here, and you do not have them.
Well, I would try and snatch them from you.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Do you know how it feels to lose the keys to a jewelry store? It feels real bad. It feels really bad. And he kisses them, and just hold it on.
Someone could rob the place.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Someone could rob the place because of me.
Someone could use the ill-gotten proceeds to pay for art school. And join our artist collective.
True.
So, do we want to say good or bad for Sam? I like good.
Yeah, I'm willing to be seduced to the witchy side.
Yes.
Join our artist collective.
So a good ending for Laura Lewis. I like it.
One more added to the collective.
Somewhere, Dorothy has a twinge of pride.
Somewhere.
Going into the family business.
Maybe so in the movie of this, there'd be heavy, some kind of metal music or whatever that starts playing. And it was in the background of the scene across, but now it's the full soundtrack of the scene, and you just kind of do the witchy thing and pull me back into the store, and I don't even open it for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have signed the pact.
Yeah. I think that's a good act one ending there.
That's good.
So we could take a break, but I think what we can quickly do is figure out our tilt,
Sure.
which is the monkey wrench in the works. So each of us has gotten dealt 2 cards, and now you can flip them over and take a look.
Our positives? Is that what you mean?
Oh.
You'll have negatives and positives, I think. You can flip over both and take a look at the numbers. So
make it get bigger. No, doesn't want to. That's fine.
Don't worry. I'll make them a little bigger for
Just looking at the numbers right now.
I can see the numbers.
Yeah. So what you want to do is add all of the numbers of the same color together, and if you have 2 in the case different colors, in the case of Sam, you're going to take the higher number and subtract the lower number from it. So, for example, I've got 3 and a 2 red, so we'll make a red. I have a red 5. And Sam, you would have a red
2.
2. That's right. So Dusty's got a blue 6.
Blue 6. Yeah.
And Jay's got a blue 7. So the highest red and the highest blue are gonna choose from the flipped up cards to choose our tilts. The red will choose from the red cards, and the blue will choose from the blue cards. So me and Jay get to choose the tilts. I'll make them a little bigger on the screen here.
Ooh.
We don't
Sam, I like that blue you have.
Yeah,
That's
really.
fun.
Uh,
Oh.
oh man, the bad things are happening here. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's some good stuff here for sure.
Ooh. I like both of mine, but
Yeah, I
Betrayed by
choose a red
Friends is
one and
good.
you choose a blue one. Misdirected passion. Death after an unpleasant struggle. And confusion followed by pain, which is one of my favorite Fiasco tilts. Are we going the death route? I mean, blood sacrifices have begun. So
We have established blood sacrifice.
I mean, in my mind, it's assumed that there are undead working in this mall.
yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna choose death after an unpleasant struggle.
I'm doing Betrayed by Friends.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So everyone can flip over their card, the cards that didn't get chosen. We do want to keep the cards close by.
Okay.
You guys can't resize yours, eh? Okay.
I don't. I'm scared
You
to
do
try.
not have that. I can twist them, but I can't resize them.
Roll20 can be so odd about what it lets you do and what will cause it to
Well, I think
break.
it's a GM versus player thing.
I blame Roll20.
I'm always scared to try something new in case that's the straw. I hit the forbidden password or something.
I'm going through here. I'm dusting everything up. I'm cleaning everything up. We're fine. We're good. We're good. So yeah, I've left the two bigger, but still closer to the players who had them. All right. So our tilt is guilt, betrayed by friends, and tragedy, death after an unpleasant struggle.
Oh,
and I
God.
think that's where we'll take our 10-minute break. We can stew on these ideas and try and incorporate them in the second half. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this silly thing that we're doing. And we'll see you all in 10 minutes. Bye. And we're back. Hello. We're back for the second act of Fiasco. You can see a lot has happened, and we've got a couple of tilts which we need to incorporate into our second half. Thank you to everybody who's been watching so far. We hope we can land this wacky plane for you, or crash it, or whatever it is we want to do. So the two tilts that we ended up choosing were death after an unpleasant struggle and betrayed by friends. So they are our new goals. We need to get these incorporated into the story before the final act is up. This works exactly the same. We each either start or are provided a scene, and we do it twice, and then find out how it all ends. So I think my scene is going to start with just it's just a bunch of scenes of a really crazy party night. Maybe it's Friday night is the night that you pulled me away from work with the promises of robbery.
Yeah, grand fucking larceny.
Yeah. The big one. And yeah, it's just we're doing like lines of pixie sticks. We're like mixing together the energy drinks, into these foaming concoctions. We're all dancing. Yeah, and maybe I think that night we're obviously at the Scorching Thesis because that's where all the good parties happen. And I was thinking maybe that night that Dorothy has tried to is trying to do the robbery without the keys, or is sneaking in to do a little scout or something.
I don't think it's unreasonable to say that she duplicated the keys.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Or not. But then
at night.
Yeah. Herself.
Well, yeah, there was a scene where you have I don't know, not a forge or whatever, but you have like a way to
Got a bunch
The
of
super
blanks.
high tech
You have
like
a little,
thing in
no,
the
it's just a little
garage.
bit of clay. You press it into it, it becomes the mold.
Oh,
I've
that's
seen
way
it.
better.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just have to get it filed down, right? Yeah.
You
That's
just
not
have
too
you put
hard.
on a second pair of glasses, you know, to help you see, because you don't have bifocals, but you just put on a second pair to help you see smaller. Yeah.
It's like glasses, but faster.
Yeah, and there's some romantic comedy on the TV, and you're just like making copies of all the keys.
Yeah, watching Lifetime.
Yeah.
Perfect night.
Yeah, so me and Laura are dancing, or the equivalent of it. I honestly, Jordan doesn't know how to dance, so this is just what I imagine it's like. And then
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is probably some like.
Yeah, I'm wearing a freshly painted shirt that's just like soaked in the red paint, and I'm just like waving my arms around. This is great.
I'm so glad you've joined us.
So glad. I appear over your shoulder again.
Ah, I'll get used to it, I think. And then everyone goes, so glad. All the other people dancing here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My minion.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be the 6 energy drinks talking. This shirt is really heavy. Paint is like really warm. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just dancing, and you guys can decide what you do to me.
I don't like when you put it like that.
I'd probably ask, what are we, maybe when I get quiet, be like, so what's the plan then? We break in, we just...
Well, we don't have to break in if we have keys.
Well, no, but it's still... Yeah, you know what I mean. We just go over there, empty it out. There's cameras, and I don't have...
We have a plan for the camera.
The Dark Lord provides.
What?
Subtle.
I don't hear it.
The door will provide.
Domino's has arrived.
Oh, yeah, I'll have a slice. Man, art school. Yeah. Yeah.
Think of all you could do for us at art school.
So many grand machinations you could complete.
Your work the other night was absolutely inspired.
Everyone repeats inspired.
Yeah, inspired. Yeah, I was just
inspired.
Oh, did it sell?
Someone sold something.
To somebody.
To somebody.
I'm holding that one for someone who really gets it.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to make it high concept. So, yeah, make sure it's appreciated.
It's going to go to someone who really understands.
And they'll be here soon.
Oh, is the store still open? It's like 4 a.m.
The Scorching Thesis is only closed by morning hours. It's open all night.
All night.
All night.
Cool. Is that a cauldron? This is great.
I imagine someone just like comes in and like Lewis just turns and they just like return a poster like it's totally normal and then leave.
Yeah, I'm just like every once in a while I'm just helping a customer. Even some of the chanters are coming up and putting something on the thing, and I do like the dancing to the counter and push a couple buttons. And...
Yeah.
Someone with bleached hair but only like half dye in is like, I need another bottle.
Yeah. Should this end good or bad for me?
You've had a lot of bad things.
We should do a count. We've got 3 good things left and 5 bad things left.
I mean, it's been bad so far.
You want it to be good for me?
It's been bad so far. I want good things to happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's give you some good.
That's kind.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you No, I don't.
You don't
decide.
get sacrificed today.
Today.
Yeah. I mean,
you get an
maybe
inspiration
having
for some more pieces. You know.
yeah, and maybe just like having a good
Sure.
time is the one nice thing that will happen to me.
Maybe we start you building your portfolio, but the portfolio you don't know who's going to be taking a look at it.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe Laura starts making like too much eye contact.
Right. Like swirling.
No, I meant like teenager eye contact.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing that's happening.
Yeah, teenagers
Right.
like to make eye contact with other teens and feel weird feelings and never talk about them again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, was
sure.
I not a normal teen?
That's a I mean, that
No,
was
it
my
checks out.
normal teen. Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, let me think back. Nope. Yeah, that checks out. I
Yeah, I mean, I
feel
remember
feelings and never talked about them.
I remember everyone trying to avoid making eye contact, but then when you did, it meant
Meant
like,
something.
It meant so many
everything.
things.
Yeah.
So many things.
It meant so many things. Yeah, okay. So that happens. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's how it can end.
Yeah, we make your portfolio better with
Yeah.
like meaningful eye contact.
And I'm painting like red eyes in different shapes, just like all over some receipt paper or something that they pull out. Sure. My portfolio will be on receipt paper from the scorched species.
That's such a statement.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
That is
It's pretty deep.
You only have red?
All the strips just have eyes on them. Like, what's
the limited color palette is a choice.
Mandatory choice.
And it
Mandatory choice.
allows you to free your imagination from the confines of color.
No, I like it. It splatters real good.
It does. Nothing splatters like it.
And good see?
Nothing.
All right. Good night, sweet Rube.
Okay. Okay.
What you got for us, Jay? I
Okay.
can see the wheels.
I got an
turning.
idea.
Okay.
So
Ooh, knuckle cracks.
yeah.
Business.
So Dorothy has like the same kind of like we saw the kitchen before of like how everything was set up, but it's taken over like all the other flat surfaces in the kitchen. Before it was just the island, and right now we kind of like start low and like pan over that and see that she's in the garage, welding something.
Right.
And there's lots of like work going on in there. There's the keys that are duplicated, lots of plans, and like a list of like a lot of the stuff. And then also like hanging behind the door, there's like a perfect skin suit of the guy who comes in every day, bent all the way over.
Gerald.
Gerald. Thank you.
A perfect skin suit of
Yes.
That's a phrase I wasn't
I
expecting.
don't know. I don't know how I feel about
It's been her the whole time.
Oh,
But wait, they were on screen at the same time that one time.
Not important.
Who's doing this? Taika Waititi?
Not important. And she's loading a crossbow with a bunch of buttons that she's like shaved down to be really pointy, and has like a lot of like garlic and all kinds of stuff set up. And then big across the thing, it has like this really, really important ring, like on like cork board. And she loads up the Escalade with all the stuff that she needed, with the duplicated keys, her weapons, garlic, plans, and drives out into the night. I think that she's gonna make it into the mall and see that, maybe like for an instant, sees what could be Josh in a store that's still open across the ways from the jewelers. Should this go good or bad?
he has garlic.
She is garlic.
Okay.
It's good for you.
Dorothy Dorling, vampire hunter.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
It's antibacterial, obviously.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just like vodka.
I think it should be Josh, but that you don't. He's so beyond what he usually looks like that you don't realize it's him. I'd say same height and stuff. So I think it should end good because you're ready to go. You're prepped. There's just this one flash. You're like, is that? No, Josh doesn't have a fringe or whatever they call it.
He isn't currently bleeding from his nose.
That's right. Yeah, Josh doesn't have nosebleeds
while wearing a beanie.
Yeah,
doesn't wear beanies.
Leaning over a cauldron.
His head is always warm. That can't be him. So yeah, I think it should be a good.
Okay, then I think Dorothy sneaks into the jewelers.
Okay. And that's where we'll end it for now?
Yeah.
Perfect. I love this getting ready with buttons montage.
Everything is buttoned on super tight.
Yeah, they're sharpened, and then they're the points of the crossbow, or the crossbow is really tiny and it shoots tiny button slivers. I just want to really understand.
That's a good question.
Is it like a needle gun, like a needler? You know, like the fires.
I like.
Mini?
My first idea was having them like as arrowheads on bolts, but I also kind of like them being like shaved down to be like small saws that she's like shooting out of it.
Right.
So let's go for that.
That's dumber.
Like those old, those old, like little disc shooters.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sharpened buttons.
They're shuriken. They're like button shuriken.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
The little sure buttons.
It's like a Beyblade.
For sure, buttons.
Yeah.
Perfect for severing tiny necks. Yeah.
Anything you need.
Okay.
You have to buy 1,000 cuts.
Mm-hmm. All right, Lewis. Are we thinking we're framing this all in this one evening, this last act?
I guess we're gonna have to do it all in one evening. I think
that makes sense.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it too. Okay. Oh, Lewis. I think this starts with Lewis in the back. No. Well, yeah, Lewis in the back of Scorching Thesis. And there's like a few monitors that have tapped into mall security. And he's looking at them. And he's got one of the security guards with him, his buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And like up on the cork board is just Dorothy's like picture from like a previous time they've been in to Scorching Thesis.
It's probably a security camera printout.
Yeah, like a print. Yeah, I was thinking it was the printout of the screen, like a screen grab.
Are there darts in it?
I mean, there may have been
pointy buttons.
Yeah. There's just ritual daggers. It's held up by like 2 ritual daggers. And you just kind of see Lewis looking at it. Just, I got you, Dee Dee. Because it shows the current security camera of Dee Dee coming in, stopping, kind of looking over at Scorching Thesis, and then going into the Baldwin Jewelers. And I don't know. Yeah.
I like good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you think, were you expecting to see her? Is that the idea?
Well, the thing is that I've been setting up, like watching Dee Dee, because I know they've been stealing.
Mm-hmm.
And what more trouble could there be for a suburban housewife and her lawyer husband? Should have been mine. To come out in the papers of, lawyer's husband's wife caught stealing.
I thought you were saying Lawrence.
And I was
lawyer's husband's wife weekly.
Yeah.
Listen, Lewis is there like, I'm going to make Laura's Husband Wife Weekly, and I'm going to be on the cover.
And I think I've been hoping to catch her stealing from us, but it's all been working out. And like, oh.
How about if we ended badly? Dorothy, you look right at the camera.
Ooh,
And
I like that.
I
like
give
that.
Lewis the finger. Like,
yes,
that
long
happens in
manicured
movies.
finger.
Yeah. You like that?
Ooh, I like that.
Like it starts off with like, oh, Dee upping the stakes, and then you turn and like
push a button and it just cuts.
Yeah, you look up at the camera, do that, and then it cuts out. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
One step
I love
ahead of
it.
me.
I love it.
Perfect. There's your bad card there, Dusty.
Okay, thank you.
Hilarious.
Okay. I think the next scene is Laura coming out with like a grimoire and like standing atop the counter in the middle of the store.
This is classic escalation.
And everyone like joins in a circle. It's like, it is now time, brethren.
This is like
Right.
the John Dee's edition of the Scorched Thesis. Yeah.
It's it's like a big old like encyclopedia that has like the Scorched Thesis like pasted into the middle so that it looks bigger and older.
Right. The Scorched Thesis was originally written on some old scrap loose leaf, so it's not really as cool looking.
So it's not. Yeah, you have to make it look good.
Yeah. It was more like the scorched napkin idea, but
I was thinking it's like hamburger wrappers and napkins, and it's the mad ravings of some previous mall.
Lots of coffee mug stains.
Yeah.
Listen, that Harold Potter kid was written on like the back of napkins. The Scorched Thesis has such humble beginnings as well. And I think then we begin to pronounce the Scorched Thesis in preparations for our assault on the jewelry store.
Where am I during all of this?
I guess confusedly looking at everybody else.
Yeah, I would see a big book being pulled out, and I'd be like, "Oh, man!"
I knew it. It was too good to be true.
Yeah.
Comes back around the book.
Yeah, I would.
It talks.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Jay?
I was gonna say I like the idea that this goes bad because you start reading about pacts and like binding and like agreements.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely about pulling down the cosmic power and binding it for our use. And it's pretty contract law
to the material plane.
It's pretty contract law heavy, you know.
Yeah,
there's gotta be no loopholes.
Which is why she wanted him to go to law school.
Abstract of the Scorching Thesis kind of just lays out the whole, the whole binding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is the bad thing that I sneak out?
Because this is boring law school.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I like that idea.
No cauldron in the world full of bubbling ichor.
Yeah.
It's this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought this was cool, but it was just another book.
Lame.
Yeah.
Teens are bad, you guys.
So yeah, I'm like browsing the shelf, and I'm like, you know what? This Joker is pretty cool, and I turn around and I see all this happening, and you're like chanting from the book, and I just like quietly put it back onto the shelf, and then drop down on my stomach and just start crawling, out to the.
Just like army crawling down.
I imagine that you bring the gate down. You've brought the gate down, but not all the way. So
yeah, I mean, because we're gonna throw it back up so that we can storm.
Yeah, we're gonna throw it back up dramatically. That's the whole point.
Oh, it's gonna be so dramatic.
With our hoods up.
But I leave a trail of like blood. Paint. Oh man, I can't believe I called it blood.
Vampire leap across the atrium.
We'll turn on the smoke machines that on the
Oh yeah,
sides.
the smoke machines are on.
Yeah.
Feel pouring
Just smoke
pouring
coming
Baja
out from
Blast
under the
into
gate.
dried ice.
There's candles all over the place. This place
It is a fire
This place
hazard.
could go up any
The
minute
sprinklers
now.
are on.
No. They've been modified. They will never turn on in this store.
They're
spray
on, but
red-
they don't spit out water.
They
yeah,
don't
they
spit
spray
out
red
water.
paint all over the place. All right, I gave you a negative card there, Laura. As,
Nothing ever goes right for Laura.
As your sacrifice, you bore your sacrifice into running away.
Well, I'll just have to sacrifice someone else. God.
All right. My final scene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1 positive outcome left, and 3 negative outcomes. Okay.
I'm done.
Yeah, who gets the positive outcome, right? Okay, so I'm army crawling out from underneath, and I would imagine as I got up, I would see my mother or my stepmother.
Do you still have your hood up, obfuscating your face?
Yeah, and I mean I've got like makeup on and
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
covered
you
in-
have so much eyeliner on.
you got a
It's
makeover while you're in there.
Yeah, I have
You
the
have,
600
like,
and-
blood,
666
dried blood with
layers.
like pixie stick in it. Like
Yeah.
that shit burns after a while.
And yeah, as I stand up, the head rush from all the energy drinks and sugar all just kind of like, and my head is swimming, and I'm looking across and I see 3 dots. Am I getting a message, or am I seeing my mother?
Robbing the store.
I would stumble over. I'd stumble over there, and I imagine there's another entrance in where you can keep the gate closed or whatever, like the actual mall gate. So
Yeah.
okay.
I like the idea that like as she's going in, you kind of follow her, and she does not recognize you at all, and like her training kicks in, and she just like turns around and just decks you,
Right.
and just like runs you like through a wall and into Tesquire Kids on the other side, and is just like.
But as I like get knocked, does my hood get knocked off?
Maybe.
Yeah. And you're about to drive a button stake into my heart.
Really big button, whittled down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just has it like up and ready.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm lying in a pile. I've smashed through one of the shelves, and I'm lying in a pile of law books as my hood gets tossed back.
And you're covered
through-
in paint.
Yeah, covered in red paint.
Now like drying to like a brownish black,
which is unusual
color.
for red paint. It usually stays red.
Not
And,
always, but yeah.
And you can see through all the layer. You see your son, I imagine.
Josh,
What are you doing,
doing here?
I don't really know.
You are in so much trouble.
Dorothy, you just threw me through a wall.
You were out very late, and I'm a woman who's able to defend herself. But you might not have been. What if someone hurt you?
I'm pretty sure I'm hurt.
See, that's what happens when you stay out late.
From
you get
when you
hurt.
threw me through a
Anything
wall.
could happen. That's very dangerous.
I'm
And
like pushing myself back, like and I'm slipping on all the law books, and I'm pointing at the stake, and I'm like, what is that?
Chief, what?
That tent spike or whatever it is that you have there.
It's just something I picked up from Joanne's.
It was
Either
Joanne's
Joanne's or Michael's. They should really get together. Could you imagine the wedding? The party favors? Wow, we have fun together.
Are you
We
saying
should
this in character right now?
Yes.
Mom, Ma, what are you doing here? How did you get in there?
I mean, there's just this convenient doorway, the hole that she just punched through. Okay, Josh, I need to be honest with you. Your father and I really don't think you should go to art school.
Okay. Is this ending good or bad for me?
I think it's ending good for you.
Yeah.
You want it to
because
end good for me?
I want it to
You
end
did
good
not
for
get
you.
murdered.
Yeah,
Not
you've
get
not
murdered.
yet
I
been
was
murdered.
really,
And you
I
have
was really
leverage.
rooting. I was really rooting for murder, and then you didn't get murdered. So I guess you got the good.
Okay, because I have a really good visual pun that I would like to do right now. Which is I'm going to grab one of the books and throw it at her. I'm going to throw the book at her. And I grab the biggest maritime law book as I can, and I just wing it. And maybe it hits you and you're dazed for long enough for me to just start running as fast as I can to get away from you. And that's I think the best that will happen to me, because my combination of cards is going to really end not great. So
That's fine.
You didn't get murdered by your
like
stepmom.
maybe
I still have a scene.
Yeah, maybe are we vampires? I'm trying to follow the plot here. Are we vampires? Do I like run strangely fast away? Am I, or do I turn?
That's just the energy drinks.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
It's just
all
the
these
code
things
blast.
about vampires are myths. It's just the energy drinks.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
like,
the energy drink.
I'm a living blur.
Just a bunch of goth kids on.
Your teeth are pointy because they're rotting from all the sugar.
You can't go out in the daylight because it's just so bright. It's just so fucking bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're up all night, you dink. Okay, that's that'll be my scene, is throwing the book at the law book, the maritime law book, at my mother, and running.
Okay.
So that was our last good one. So all the rest have to be bad. Seems fair.
DVD.
Poor Laura.
Tell me what happens.
I think the Scorching Thesis should start at their raid on the while you're through the wall, so you could go either way. You either have to chase me, or you've got to
defend
deal with
the store.
Scorching.
Well,
Yeah.
Dorothy, time slows down, and she thinks to herself that she realizes she could go after Josh and console him and speak with him, but he's already running away from the slaughter that's about to happen. Presumably. And
At least one person has to die after an unpleasant struggle. So
I feel like there's a showdown. I mean, I have an idea for my scene for thing, and we can set that up in Jay's.
Yeah. I think that Dorothy is going to go back and take the 2 minutes she can to prepare things to turn the Baldwin Wallace Jewelers University into a death trap for anyone who's going to try to come in here. And is just staged herself behind the counter, takes a little bit more of the hand sanitizer, and I think that it begins, and it begins in waves. And I think that before too long, fairly quickly, it's clear that this will not hold, and she is in a hopeless position.
There's a lot of Scorching Thesis patrons that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, people bite the heads off pop vinyl figures and throw them inside. And people are flinging vinyl records, which are stronger than buttons.
You put glass on the floor, but we're all wearing those platform goth shoes.
I throw out button caltrops and it just doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, everything is designed so that what's
Siege.
like I hit every button that everyone wears and all the safety pins instead of actually hitting them.
Right.
Yeah, all the zippers and safety pins. It was
They've
just
got-
like
Safety
just
pin
bouncing
chainmail.
off.
Yeah. So the siege of the Baldwin Jewelers has begun, and Dorothy Dorling is losing.
Yes.
Okay,
Safety pin chainmail is my emo cover band name.
it's a good one. It's a very good one.
All
I
right.
tried to make chainmail out of staples at my job, by the way.
I love that.
And it worked.
I didn't have pliers, so I couldn't fully close the loops.
Someday.
When I go back after everything, I'm gonna do it.
I believe in you.
Scene.
See you.
All right.
Okay. Dusty, you've got an idea?
Yeah, I think the next kind of scene is just we've been throwing wave and wave after it, and we're just throwing the chattel, the lowers at it until it gets up. Now we're into the rank and file are coming through. We've reached all of Dorothy's
Button-based defenses.
Yeah, button-based defenses, and now it's just full on. I mean, Dorothy full on like Blade style-esque taking down some of these people. And I think you see me come in with like the two security guards that you were chatting at before, and we just look at you, and we look at each other and do this, and then like we pull out like daggers, and like we come. They come like, Dorothy. You know, I have to admit, you were smarter than I thought. I don't know how you did it.
Not just a pretty face.
Well, it ends here.
Your
It ends
best.
here on the floor of Baldwin Drooling University.
Lewis, you best button your lip. Open fire.
What is going on? It's a bad ending.
To the
for you.
scorching thesis. Tenure to the scorching thesis.
Okay.
I come at you, and it's just that we're just throwing down.
Yeah.
Oh, Fortuna's playing.
Yeah.
And I think that like you completely overtake her. Like however description you want to make, you are clearly the victor in this.
But am I though?
You're negative, so
it
maybe
has to negatively. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Is there a way we can get the betrayed by friends in here? Is there something Laura can do to?
I mean, I'm all
Well,
down.
Laura is looking to ascend from this mortal plane and become a better her, a more immortal her, a more fiendish her. So maybe right when Lewis thinks that that he's got Dorothy down for the count.
He's got the curvy blade up. He's ready to do the deed. Yeah.
Laura like leaps in with the cigarette hanging out of her mouth because she's watched too many action movies, and plunges the blade into his back. And just so much blood, you guys.
A2 Lewis.
Lewis, not Lewis.
Yeah, of course. I meant the.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah.
That was for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then just says, "I'm sorry," and like twists it or something.
Dorothy's like, no, this is quite all right. Thank you.
I'm not apologizing to you,
Oh,
normie. Fucking preps.
Having
And
some-
like my last words are, maybe I'll make manager beyond the veil.
Oh my God. Okay, there's your bad ending, Dustin. Pretty bad. And Sam, you get the last scene of the whole game. It's got to
And
end badly
it's
for
gotta
you. but-
it's gotta break bad.
Mhm. I already got you one there, Dusty.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm
I'll move this one
thinking
over for-
Oh, I didn't see it there. Sorry.
that the cloak turns into like bat wings, and like Laura Crow's like her victory, and now she has become something better. But we've lost track of the time. And as the minions of the Scorching Thesis raid the shelves, and Dorothy is under the weight of dead Lewis,
And are you perched on top of Dead Lewis?
I think I'm perched on top of dead Lewis
Mhm.
with necklaces and stuff in my hand, in my bloody claws. Maybe the sun has risen and a piercing ray comes through like the atrium, and goth kids just can't stand sunlight.
Oh, morning comes? All right.
It's them all. They
You're-
all have skylights, right?
They all have skylights in the
true.
middle for like no reason except to just show you how awful the weather is, and that's why you're in the mall.
Okay.
Um,
I imagine you're on top of them and you've got the jewels and like all the buttons are rattling on the floor, like something is happening and they're
Like-
assembling themselves into like arcane.
something, yeah. Things have gotten really weird.
But then
but-
the clouds part.
The bright
mean-
light of dawn.
Yeah,
The bright light of dawn.
And your minions all scatter, obviously.
Yeah,
Does this sunlight actually burn a hole through your chest, or
I think it does. I think it does burn a hole through my chest.
so collapsing onto
On
the
top,
heat?
more on top of Dorothy. Everything's bad for Dorothy at this point.
He's got a dog pile.
Dog pile, blood, fiendish ichor.
leftover code blasts.
Yeah. At this
Baja
point, your,
Blast is coming out of the sprinkler.
at this point, your blood is probably Baja Blast, to be honest. All right. And people are starting to come into the mall because it's open.
The mall
And-
joggers.
Yeah,
The
there's,
mall
there's like a pile of dead goths on the floor, and just a couple of old grannies like run by, doing their morning run through their mall.
The Mall Walker Society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They'd looking so much nicer if they cut their hair.
Yeah. So that was the last scene of our fiasco. What we do now is we flip over all of our cards and we do exactly what we did at the halfway point. Subtract the higher from the lower.
Do I
Ooh.
include the one that we picked?
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves me with red 8.
Oh wait, sorry. Sorry. Before that, flip them all over again. There's one thing that happens before.
Oh,
that
okay.
I forgot.
I can flip them back.
My bad.
We
Good.
put them back over.
Yeah. So we get a chance to. Everyone in turn order gets a chance to give one of their cards away to somebody else.
Ah,
So, Sam, since you have not played Fiasco before, and Dusty as a refresher, having a low result is bad. So having a lot of the same the same amount of two colors is likely to end not great for you. Having a lot of one color, having a high number, will result in a less bad aftermath for you. So this is our chance. You just can give a good or bad card, and you explain how your character helps or hinders the outcome of that person. And you can give any card that you want. Excuse me. I'm gonna give one of my positive results to my mom.
Sweetie.
I did not want to have an antagonistic relationship with you. I did want to go to art school. And wherever I am, crawling on the ground or running real fast because of energy drinks, I'm thinking, in the end, I think you would have come around. So I'm going to give you that good card.
I think that before getting, like, in like getting all of her things in order, that was. So this has to hurt you.
Yeah, you have to just. That's the idea, anyway.
I think that she set it up so that you could go to, like, we set up a trust fund for you. Like, you were set up with everything that you need in order to go to a very, very nice university with, like, we expect all these things of you. And I think that there's, like, a lot of, like, pressure to do that based on like your own conscience, but no, like, requirement. Like, the requirement that Dorothy said before wasn't actually true.
Right.
Of course, because we love you and we're very proud of you.
You were just hoping the guilt would do the rest of the work.
Like a good parent.
Have you been a mom before, Jay?
Pass.
Fair enough. That's a tale for another time. Dusty, do you want to give a card away? You're not obligated to.
I'm dead.
Yeah, you've got 2 red and 2 blue. But you still get a final epilogue. It could be a flashback.
Yeah. I think. I mean, yeah, I know.
You getting manager
from beyond the veil.
I'm trying to think, like, who I could give a card to. Does it matter who I give a card to?
If you give a positive card to Laura, then you have a chance of dragging her down, a little more chance of dragging her down with you. She did stab you in the back.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna give a positive card to Laura.
Is there a little scene tied to this?
I'm just trying to think what the positive scene could be for this.
Maybe you do make manager downstairs.
I'm thinking it has something like the cult doesn't end with our deaths, but
No.
you know, the cult continues on. And I think this scene is sort of like, as the beam of light is piercing through her, they see, like, the image of, you know, our brand professor of the Scorched thesis, you know, Professor Riley. I love that.
I thought his name was Scorching Ray.
Yeah, Scorching Relay.
Really?
Yeah, Scorching Ray left.
Perfect.
And they're just like, the work is not finished. But like in some sort of eldritch lather that, you know, would bleed your ears if you were alive still.
Okay. See, I was gonna give this positive card to you, Dusty, because you really were Laura's favorite.
Aw.
Yeah. I think when you arrived at the abysmal plane, they were like, "Oh, we have a letter of recommendation for you."
Oh.
Aw,
Yeah.
I like it.
You before you died, you wrote the letter. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, somebody was gonna have to die, and there has to be backup plans in case Josh didn't do it. You know.
And he didn't. He escaped. All right. We can all flip our cards over now.
Okay.
Sorry for dragging them down into the middle here, but I can't get to the menus.
That's the real. Ugh, okay.
I got a lucky 13.
Wow.
How do we do this? The math again?
Can you hover over the aftermath? Oh, so you add all of the red ones together and all the blue ones together, and you subtract whatever the lower number is from the higher number.
Ah, got you.
So I've got a red 3. It's not looking good for me.
I have a red 7.
Red 7, okay.
Yeah.
I have a blue 1, I
A
think.
blue 1.
Doing the math, because I have a 6 red and a 5 blue. So no, I have a 1 red. 6 red.
1.
5 blue.
Yes, a 1 red. Yeah.
1 red. Sorry.
So on the right hand side, there should be an aftermath deck.
Mhm.
We'll take turns and we'll go and we'll choose our appropriate aftermath from there.
Okay.
If none of us got the same, but if two of us gotten the same result, then you would just take the one lower if it came around to you and it wasn't there. So I got, what did I say? Red 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Here it is. All right, disastrous. My situation could be summed up in one word: harsh. I have problems now that I didn't have before, hanging over me like evil black clouds. Well, medical problems, personal problems. Nothing I need is coming my way. Great. So we are saying there is an abyssal realm, so that's fact.
Canon.
Okay. The blood spilled by the employees of the scorching thesis, even though there were acts of betrayal and none of the leadership survived, that blood still seeped into the floor of the jewelers and into the bowels of the mall. And as Josh was running, a security guard steps out in front of him. It's the one that's been doing the symbol. His eyes are completely red, like the whole whites have turned red, and he reaches out and transfers basically the whole consciousness of every scorching thesis employee that has ever died in this mall, and it's numerous for some reason, into Josh, and it fades to black.
Ooh.
Rip Josh.
Yeah.
Woof.
Oh, and then it fades to black. There's mall elevator music, and then there's goth Josh working at the scorching thesis. He's just putting Joker and Harley pop vinyls up onto the wall.
Harsh. Okay. Am I next?
I believe so.
Okay. And then I have blue.
I have a high number. I mean,
I have a very high number.
A number so high they don't have a card specifically for it.
Inspirational. When you look at me, you see an example of someone who has it all. Despite a lot of hardship and danger, I persevered and triumphed. Got what I wanted and then some. My genius and hard work have made me the success that I am today.
You did really seem to have your act together, so.
I mean, kind of. Surprisingly. I think that while while Wind Scorching Ray comes to collect, I think that he also collects Dorothy. And she is not wanting after that. She doesn't have to shoplift. These things from the shop are given to her to create and make what she needs so that she can go out and take the things that need to be taken from the normies to do what needs to be done, and is given a managerial position with Josh under her, which is why that's so rough.
Oh, my mom's my boss.
And you're going to law school, kid.
We need you to fix this paperwork.
Technically, I am in a legally binding situation. So
this is what happened, sweetie. You should have read it. You would have known better. I'm sorry, but it's true. And yeah, I think that's me. That's what happened.
So you became what you hated, but it didn't matter because your son went to law school.
The most important thing.
The mommest thing.
I'm proud of you, sweetie. Kisses.
Whatever. I believe that's what the kids would say. Whatever. Or whatevs.
That is what they say.
Whatevs. Okay, Dustin.
Okay.
You didn't get a 0, bud.
No, true. Horrifying. I'm probably dead, right?
Yep.
Other people too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
There is no justice. There is no mercy. Everything is utterly painfully screwed, and it's all of it my fault. I mean, that's not a great, and I think you see me in the abyssal plane. Oh, what am I doing in the abyssal plane?
Well, you definitely didn't get a promotion.
No, I didn't get a promotion. I'm trying to think of what kind of menial task.
Someone's gotta clean up all the blood now.
What's the like most normie job that you would like that someone realistically would have to do at that kind of store?
Accounting.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I now run the books.
Hell's accountant.
I now run the books for the abyssal plane, and it's sort of like I'm just chained to it's just this white room, and every once in a while someone comes in with a new like palette of books and things, and there's no color, it's just a plain desk, and I'm chained to the desk, to the wall, and just these giant books piles around me of just accounting numbers, and it's like the old style, with the paper, and it's just Hell's accountant.
Rip.
That's rough.
You pull down.
I see all the good numbers that Dorothy's pulling in up above, like, and I'm
just salt right in that wound.
Yeah.
You pull down a ledger. It's got Jack Skellington's face on it. You open it up, and it's just for the pop finals. Just like streams of them from every store in the country or in the world. Yeah.
That sucks.
And like on the far side of the wall, the camera pans out, and it just says like employee of the month, and it's just a picture of Dorothy, and that's the only thing I can see.
Right.
I just thought about the soundtrack, and I want it to be the opening of Black Parade, but just the piano part, like right in the beginning, on loop.
Right. Yeah, it's in music.
So it's so unsatisfying.
Oh. Wow.
I would watch Hell's Accountant.
I would too. Pathetic. This did not go well for me, and I'm going to suffer for it. Everyone is going to know about my malfeasance, my foolishness, my lack of common sense and decency. I have a strong feeling I'm also going to jail.
But it can't be worse than Dusty.
No, it can't. It has to be just regular bad in comparison. Maybe Laura didn't actually die.
Yeah,
it's a very new transformation, you know.
Yeah.
So they find her on top of a pile of corpses, bleeding, muttering gibberish, and they decide that whatever happened here, you know what? No one's gonna know. No one's gonna understand this ever. So they just tell her mom.
Oh, that might be worse than Dusty.
Yeah.
And she's probably, you know, sent to her grandparents upstate.
Are he still a weird bat thing at this point?
Or is there going to be a weird bat thing in her heart?
Right. That was maybe more how you felt as you were stabbing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now she's just a goth on a farm.
There's nothing but sunlight on a farm.
Oh.
Nothing but sunlight on a farm.
I just had a picture of like early dawn Laura, like just milking a cow, but like full goth
mad. Oh yeah, completely in black. Like the long hair's in a ponytail so it doesn't get in the way. With like black shades on. And like one of her grandfather's cigarettes.
There's like one of those roosters that are like jet black top to bottom. You just see it like
on the shoulder.
You just look forward to that every day.
Oh yeah. That's my very best friend.
What's their name?
Lucy.
Nice.
And on that scene of a goth teenager milking a cow in the early morning while wearing shades, that is the end of our Fiasco Friday. That was a lot of fun. What do you guys think of the new card version?
Ooh, this is fun.
Really slick. I like it.
Punchy.
Yeah. I've never played this before, but the cards were good. The cards were way better than trying to figure out the dice thing that I read about.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch the YouTubes, which you should, because there's some really good content in Fiascos, you'll see that the setup is like twice as long because we just have to make twice as many decisions and things. But the concept of just shuffling and dealing and all that just really smooths things over.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
I like this game. There's a lot of play sets too that all have like every kind of like
so
basic
many play sets.
Movie that you might want to play.
And a bunch of the original ones are free on their site, so you can start playing those ones anytime. I think with the new card version, they got to like 12 or something, which is still pretty great. It's just more production needed, right? So we'll go in reverse order. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to go last or whatever. Anyway, Sam, tell us your favorite part of the game. Tell us where we can find you. You got any cool things going on?
So I'm Sam. You can find me at SomeOnDamiel on Twitter or Instagram. On Damiel, you know, like the Lord of the Rings character. My favorite part, I think, was when I thought Josh was gonna get murdered by his stepmom. Because that was gonna be so sweet, and then it didn't happen, but what happened was still really good.
one ending with one last law pun was fairly satisfying to me.
So good. I was like, first I was disappointed because he didn't get murdered by his own stepmom, but then he threw the book at her. Can't be mad at that. That was awesome. Yeah, and it's gonna be my birthday this month. So
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Early birthday.
I appreciate it. This is all I want. I just want people to tell me happy birthday for the entire month. And that's me.
All right, Dusty.
And that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Dusty, aka Purple Bear the Fabulous, aka
PBTF.
You can find me at geonerd_v2. because I'm the new version of GeoNerd. And I am often on this channel right here, playing games. You can find me on Saturdays. I play Destiny with Jess. We call it Destiny. I'm also in some random games that happen like today and other games like that. And eventually I will run a content on here. I keep saying it, and the whole world got crazy, and I'm still planning on that. But yeah, that's me. Just stick around here. Follow all these wonderful people, and just keep playing cool games with people because that's the funnest thing to do.
Jay?
I'm Jay. My favorite part was Scorching Thesis as a whole and all of the lovely painting that went on in its off hours.
I forgot to say my favorite part, but that is also my favorite part. It was just coming up with
fair.
And how long it legit took me to figure out what the hell you were talking about.
That's a favorite there too.
If the grandpa sweater doesn't say it, I'm the least hip person you'll ever meet. So I've never set one foot in a Hot Topic, but I would totally go to a Scorching Thesis.
Thank you for having me. I don't do very much, but if anyone wants to play things with me, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll probably run something or play something with you because I like games and I like people, and I love you. Bye-bye.
That's really nice.
Bye.
I love you. Bye.
How do I follow this? I'm Jordan. You can find me on all the socials at Made of Cartoons. I'm around here in semi-frequently as well. Every other Saturday, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I run a Blades of the Dark. It's called the Faculty, where they all play ghost hunting and ghost saving academics.
Better than the movie The Faculty. You should watch it.
Yeah, but but the name is definitely inspired by the name of that. Totally follow Jess. Go check out all the other fiascos on YouTube or on our YouTube. The other one Dusty and I was in the camp one.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed every fiasco I played, but that one, I don't want to brag about a certain part in there, but I do this running commentary of a canoe. It was based around a camp, the last night of camp, and I do a running commentary about a canoe race. That would be my submission to the Oscars if I ever tried to do it. I'm gonna toot my own horn there. You got to go and watch that. My favorite moment from tonight, I think, was it's always so hard to pick. I think it was Sam's character crossing the aisle as you were to lure me into the dark side. I like the idea that neither of us are cool. We're cool, but we both thought that you looked cool, and that was a fun little scene. Yeah. So follow Jess. You'll get to see all of our faces again. That's the best way to do it. Watch her play sweet and calm video games and also murderous space video games and everything in between. And we're going to throw it over to Off the Table, where they're playing Cypher System, which is one that I really want to try, but I haven't had a chance to. Or they're playing Cypher System, right? Ghost Voice? Okay, cool. My notes only say Cypher, and that could easily be a video game, because again, no, I guess I got it right, but yeah, I am not cool, and I don't know about things. So Cypher System, over on Off the Table, friends of the channel. What does Jess say? Bring your butts and your love and your hearts. Your hearts, hypes, hellos, and whatever you got. There's no voice in my ear. And go over and give them a follow and tune in for the Cypher System. I'm excited to see what they're playing. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all of you for playing. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Jay loves you.
Everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All hail the Scorching Thesis.